What I want to do is, I noticed a lot of you guys liked when we did the investigative journalism type stuff. So I wanted to bring a little bit of that back in an experiment I'm doing. And I was going to do it on my channel, but I'll do it on here because I figured it's good to update everyone.
Sure.
So what I did was I started a TikTok account. And I want to get a caveat out of the way. And everyone's like, oh, what do you expect? Of course you're going to get banned from TikTok. That's CCP stuff.
Yeah.
What you have to understand is that's not the point. They're operating within the U.S., Americans are using it, and American TikTok is banned in China. Okay, so these are two separate entities.
Yeah,
right?
it's called Douyin in China.
Correct. They're not allowed. You're not allowed to use TikTok in China.
Yeah.
So this is an American thing for American people that should be following American rules, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what I did is an experiment was start to upload some of our clips. Most of them have been from our podcast. The exact thing you're watching right now. Okay. So as you notice, the top 3 videos here, 2 of them have been community guidelines violations in that they've been removed. First, let's go into those clips. So just play this.
China, you gotta stop.
So this
Can you stop?
You can play it. You can play it.
Please, for the love of all that is holy. Dear Mao himself is crying in his grave. Well, actually, it looks like a piece of jerky. But anyway, I'm very upset because China keeps using literally state-sponsored rappers. I'm talking about straight-up commies to rap about their government programs and government principles. The CCP is literally the most cringe organization I've ever seen in my life. Now, myself, I have a very difficult relationship with rap in China. I dabbled in rap a little bit myself, especially when I lived up north in Inner Mongolia province. So I'm no stranger to the whole rap ordeal in China. First they ban it, then they bring it back, and now they're using it to their advantage. The funny thing is that every time that my buddy Winston and I make fun of these CCP communist raps, they seem to be too embarrassed and then they unlist them. They literally take the videos down. And this keeps happening. Every time we put them on blast, they take it down. And that's actually what happened with my friend here, Cardi C. As she raps about cotton.
Don't make it better.
I see dry like the sunshine made of cotton. This workforce group, people all in all.
I'll never let this go.
Used to jump straight, and their fat money made years right. Now I know how people just like to hate.
We don't have to watch Little Cotton. So this is what happened. So I put this up, right?
Yeah.
Do you find anything offensive in that?
No, I mean, you're just doing your usual thing.
Yeah, it's just talking
Our
about...
usual thing. We talk about how ridiculous the rap is, yeah.
It's life, right?
Yeah.
Didn't say anything bad about Chinese rap. Actually, I'm a fan of Chinese rap. Talking about Chinese communist rap and how cringe it is. I think that's a very normal opinion to have. And I think our audience would agree. They love it. Now, this was removed, and let me tell you why. It was removed for hate speech.
Yeah.
We do not tolerate the content that attacks or incites violence against an individual or group of individuals on basis of protected attributes. That's very weird jargon.
Are rappers protected individuals now?
Yes, especially CCP work.
Yeah,
CCP
like
employees.
Government
Right.
rappers. Yeah, okay.
We do not allow content that includes hate speech. We remove it from our platform. We also suspend or ban accounts that have multiple hate speech violations. Okay, so that was removed for hate speech. Now the problem with that is that it must have different. Let's just chalk it up to different community guidelines. Let's say you can't say anything against someone that isn't a white person. Let's say you just can't say anything against Asians or something. Let's just chalk it up to that, right?
Yeah, okay.
Now the next one is much more troubling.
Yeah. So what
Play
is the
this
next
clip.
one? Okay.
Rise up. Now, this is a question I get constantly.
He said, why don't Chinese people
Why don't
rise
Chinese
up?
people rise up and fight the oppressive government that restricts their most basic freedoms? I mean, we would do that, right? Well, to answer that, let's just make sure that you know who we're actually talking about here. We're talking about the Chinese government. You know, the government that literally removed the candle and cake emoji before the anniversary of Tiananmen Square massacre so that people couldn't remember what happened or show their remembrance. Keep it up, CCP. You're only fueling the anger of countless Chinese dissidents here in the USA who are building monuments in your honor. It's not even legal to talk about it in China. You know, Tiananmen Square.
Okay, just pause it there. So this goes on. It's a video about Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
And it's about uprisings that happen in China. Because the question that I always get is, why don't Chinese people rise up? So I clipped this out and I put it on TikTok, right? This was removed. And this is the really troubling one. Illegal activities and regulated goods. We prohibit the trade, sale, promotion, and use of certain regulated goods, as well as so we're talking about drugs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
as well as the depiction and promotion of criminal activities. To protesting?
Yeah.
Some content may be removed if it relates to activities or goods that are illegal or regulated in the majority of the region or world, even if the activities or goods in question are legal in the jurisdiction of posting. We allow exceptions for content that provides value to the public, such as educational, scientific, artistic, or newsworthy content. So a video about Tiananmen Square protesters
Yes.
and Chinese democracy was removed for illegal activities and unregulated goods.
Yeah.
Now, this is the issue, is that I already saw people here like, oh, why are you even on TikTok? That doesn't matter. Like, a huge portion of the country is on TikTok, and they
Yeah.
can be impressionable people.
I'm not on TikTok.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's saying you belong in your echo chamber. You get that with different sides. You get people like really left-wing people that will only go on their left-wing media.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I understand what it's
You
all
understand,
about.
yeah.
And this is actually just an experiment, what you're doing here.
Yeah, of course. Well, it doesn't. My point is, a lot of people are on TikTok.
Yes.
And it's full of Chinese propaganda.
Full of it.
Chock full. And it's very much an issue for an American citizen to post something about Chinese democracy and have it removed on American soil. This is not on a Chinese app.
This is not. It's for America.
Correct.
And they're allowing horrible propaganda. You know, genocide denial.
Why don't we show some of that?
Yeah, you got some of it here.
Oh, I sure do.
Okay, let's see. I'll fast forward a bit. But you know, they disallow someone to talk about Tiananmen Square and
So
say it's illegal.
Yeah, so I've posted 4 videos now, and I've had 2 of them removed now for community violations. So my experiment is going to be posting this content going forward. And what I've done is I've submitted appeals for both of those.
Okay.
I want to keep you guys updated on what they say and come back with, because upon rejection of that, to me, you will watch that as a content moderator and say, oh, that's actually not against community guidelines, because it's not. Neither of those clips are against community guidelines.
Yeah.
Let me show you what's allowed to be on completely.
Is China a communist country? Of course not. You know, this is the biggest misconception that outsiders have about China. Here, you can do all sorts of business. You can buy and sell stuff, and you don't need to share it with anyone. And people here don't talk about, you know, socialism and communism. Nobody keep it fun, because all we want is to make more money.
We got past the security.
By the way,
gate.
that guy's entire channel is Chinese propaganda. Just showing that. But I don't care that
看
that's
吧，我
on
这一
there.
拍，如果发出去，100%底下评论%可能20-30%都是天安门广场大屠杀1989-64，妈的，40年了，赶紧吧，忘记吧。Surveillance state. Surveillance state. What's wrong with surveillance state? It stops crime. Dinguses. As long as you're not a criminal, who the fuck cares if they filmed you? 我们向前进，伟大领袖毛主席。
He's like, why didn't you say
Oh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
How do I remember all the words? It's been like 20 years before I sang this song.
Again, I don't care that this pure, blatant propaganda promoting the authoritarian state of China exists. But I don't care. Put it on there. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't remove an American citizen's content that is
Sure.
criticizing it. Continue. Let's just keep going. Literally thousands, potentially millions of videos on American TikTok promoting. This one on the right is literally about how coronavirus started outside of China.
Yeah.
And it goes to prove that.
Yeah.
We have a CCP shill in the middle there, and then we have like just celebrations of all these Chinese Communist Party stuff. If you keep going forward, it goes on and on. I mean, like, this is just in preparation for the show. I spent about 5 minutes just looking around.
Yeah.
You can get into a trap here where you just get fed nothing but CCP propaganda again and again and again and again. And a lot of times in the comment section, there's people like us that obviously know better.
Sure.
But there's a lot of people that don't, right? So they watch a conspiracy theory about how America started the coronavirus,
or something,
and
yeah.
they actually start to think, hey, well, all these lies that they keep saying I've been fed.
Yeah.
Maybe it's true. Maybe China is the future, right? And they get stuck in this trap and they get recommended thing and thing and thing and thing. And it's a positive reinforcement,
Yeah.
right? It's a huge problem. You have Chinese state media just literally operating bot accounts over and over again, spamming stuff over and over again, just hoping that something sticks.
It is just a hub of Chinese propaganda, CCP propaganda.
And again, I don't believe in censorship, right? The problem I have with it is that there's so much of it. And if you're going to allow this kind of stuff from state-sponsored media accounts in China, then you have to allow a normal American citizen to post a critical viewpoint of that propaganda.
Sure.
I didn't say shut down all that stuff, but you can't remove the opposing opinion on American soil. You cannot do that. And there are legal measures that people can take, and there's a lot of things that I'd like to bring up, and this will probably end up going into a legal matter, depending on where this goes. So I'm happy to share this experience with you guys, and I just wanted to tell you we're getting started on something pretty big.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's the Wumao Corner, really, guys. Just showing you what's going on in the world of TikTok, and for all you boomers out there like myself, I'm a Gen Xer, but who don't bother with TikTok, it's good to have someone on the inside.
On the inside, yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, it's
Yeah, well, I know what it's
the
all about.
demographic goes up to like 70 years old, and there's people on there.
I know.
Very popular.
I know what all this junk's about. I just don't subscribe to it.
Sure.
An issue though is the Chengguan are vicious. They are thugs.
They are. China hates the poor.
Yes.
And the government shits on the poor left and right.
Sets them on fire, destroying people's livelihoods. Yeah,
Kicking women.
Kicking old women. Yeah, it's kind of unsafe.
Ocean, not fruit.
Yeah, that's pretty unsafe if you ask me. Look at that junk. Oh, and they see someone's recording.
And the Chengguan sees the camera. It's all over.
Yeah, look. Yeah, they see the Chengguan coming, and they do. It's like, I'm out of here.
Probably, wow, so good.
It probably is it?
Wow, so good.
can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards,